Joining us now, wide receiver Nick Kurtz. We talked to Mitch Mathews earlier this week, and now we're bringing in the better half of that roommate duo, right, Nick?
No, I don't know about better half. Just another half.
Just another half of the roommate duo. Okay, Nick, first and foremost, how is your foot? Please tell me it's good.
It is good to go. Doesn't even bother me. I don't even think about it anymore.
What happened in the fall to get the injury, and then how was the season as you had to sit it out?
So the exact story is it had been bothering me for, I would say a couple months, and fall camp was coming on, and we have practices all the time, and it just started getting more and more sore. And then one day I caught a pass and I turned up the field and I kind of slipped on it, and I got up and it was just in extreme pain. So then I ended up getting an X-ray done on it, and I still had I didn't suspect that anything was wrong, but it came back with a break in it, and so it was heartbreaking news. But I had to do what I had to do, and I rested up, and now I'm back.
What was the most difficult part about having to sit out last year with that foot injury?
I would have to say the first few games, you don't really get to travel because there's not that many spots. And so every man that's there is the guy who's going to play, and so they can't take injured players most of the time. So I couldn't go to the first few games, and it was just heartbreaking to watch. But at the same time, it was thrilling because we were winning those games. So it was a roller coaster for sure.
How's this spring been for you the second time around?
Yeah, this spring has been a lot more fun than last spring for me. Last spring was a struggle just because this offense is so high tempo. We had Ross and Mitch were both injured, so it's kind of had a lot of weight on my shoulders, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So this time I'm out there, and I know most of the plays, and I feel more comfortable. So it's definitely a lot more fun.
Now, the dynamic of you and Mitch as roommates is interesting, but it's even more interesting that you guys could be on the field at the same time. Do you expect to play different positions, or do you guys play the same position?
No, so we're on opposite sides of the field. But what I like, though, is when we have certain formations where me and him are both playing on the same side at the same time.
Ooh.
But, shoot, it's not just me. We have all kinds of different receivers that go in there and that are stepping up and making plays. So I'm just trying to be another piece of the puzzle.
Are you the Z or X or interchangeable?
Yeah, so I play Z. I play Z, Mitch plays X. It's me and Devon are playing at Z.
With the amount of receivers returning, I know Jordan Leslie was a huge part of the team last year, Devin Mahina at tight end, but what do you expect this offense to do?
Yeah, I feel like we're more deep than we have been at least in last year. We had a lot of playmakers last year still, though, but I think we're going to have some exciting things this year, definitely, because of that depth. Anyone can come in at any time, so if anyone gets hurt and the next man just steps up and we're ready to go.
BYU junior receiver Nick Kurtz with us on BYU Sports Nation, talking to him after spring practice. Nick, what is the prospectus of your? We know you're tall and athletic and can jump and can catch. How much do you weigh right now?
I'm usually around between 205 and 210. I'd like to be bigger, but it's hard for me to gain weight.
Do you eat crazy to try and gain weight, or what do you do with that? I
do, and then I watch it just shred off as we start sweating and running 24/7. I know you guys have been there at some point in time when it is a struggle. But during summer, usually you start seeing the results again, start getting beefed up and getting ready for the season. But I'm at a good weight. You have a good playing weight. I feel like between 205 210 is my playing weight. So it's good for me right now.
What kind of difference has Frank Wintrick made?
Oh, he's a big difference. I don't know if you guys I'm sure you guys have talked to him.
Yeah.
He is a dominating personality, but at the same time, it's the type of guy that you want to play for. He could almost be a coach, I think, because he's just, when we go out there, we want to lift for him, and we want to get better. And he's incorporated a lot of different speed drills that we weren't really doing before, and more new stuff. And also this spring, we haven't really had any major injuries that I know of, at least. So I think that a lot of the stuff he does is injury prevention on top of the speed work. So, I really like him. I think we all love him.
I have one thing to say to all of that. Roger that!
Roger that. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah, we've heard.
Have you?
No, let me tell you, the first few days, that Roger that was getting to all of us. Because, you're growing up taught to say yes, sir, right? And he's not a big fan of the yes, sir. So every time we would say yes, sir, he would just stare at us and wait for us to fix it and say roger that. And I can't tell you how many times I got caught up saying the wrong thing. But now it's actually like my first instinct, just roger that.
I know it's been a year and a half since you made the decision, but why did you ultimately choose BYU?
BYU did a really good job of recruiting me, honestly. They just showed me a lot of love, and when I came here, I had a great time, met a lot of good people. And then, you also have the challenge of the honor code, and the way they pitched it to me was just that it was a challenge to become a better man, And so I just was intrigued by a lot of it. I thought we had a lot of talent around there, and I thought I had an opportunity to come in and try and get myself a role here. So, I definitely think I made the right decision.
Was the Wes Welker thing funny or weird? What?
Okay, no, that's not weird at all. That is when you're when you're a kid and you know who a guy like Wes Welker is and he's tweeting at you,
yeah,
that is a great recruiting pitch right there. So,
albeit illegal?
Probably. I don't want to talk about any of that, okay, if we're getting into that stuff.
It was funny to watch.
Yeah, it was really cool, though, at the same time. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was dissing the family over here, but at the same time, it was Wes Welker, so it was cool to see that someone like that big knew who I was and respected what I could do, I guess. It saw potential in me, at least. So, it was a neat experience.
Yeah,
Nick,
weird was definitely the wrong word. I meant cool.
Yeah, let's go with cool. I want to stick with that. I like that.
Nick Kurtz with us on BYU Sports Nation, junior wide receiver. So we caught an image of you and your roommate, Mitch Mathews, during one of our BYUtv baseball broadcasts, sharing or trying to share a cougar tail at the game. Can you let us into what was going on there?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are talking about. That's crazy. Okay, so we found out that we were on TV basically the entire game because of the seats that Mitch chose, so I blame him for that.
Okay.
Then I make the joke and I say, dude, let's split the cougar tail. And I'm kidding at this point in time. Mitch is 100% down for it, and I'm telling him, okay, we can't actually do it because I had eaten 3/4 of the cougar tail, so there was only a little chunk left. If it was a full 2-foot-long cougar tail, I would have been okay with it. But the cougar tail was too small. But anyway, he ends up pretty much forcing me to do it, and history was made.
Weird is the appropriate word for this situation.
I'm going to go with weird on this one.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think that's
but
fair.
It describes us, I guess you can say, so it's okay.
What's going to be different about Friday's spring game?
I don't know if there's any secrets that I can talk about. Let's hope for just exciting football, and then whatever else is on top of that, we'll see. I would just say come. If anyone's listening right now, please come. We love the support.
That wasn't much of a tease. Like, I want to know a little bit to be more inclined to go.
Oh, gosh.
There's only 50 million people possibly listening or watching. It's just us.
50 million, huh? So we're selling out for sure is what you're saying.
Yeah, only 50 million homes get BYUtv. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, just come. There should be some good surprises, hopefully, and we'll have a good time.
Look at Nick Kurtz. I do press coverage, and he just sheds me with his hands right there. Just roll his shoulders.
Exactly what happened right there.
Boom, veteran.
Nice. Okay, so as we talk about what you've learned from last year and you look to this next season, with that schedule approaching, how do you feel about playing your first BYU football games starting off with Nebraska and Boise State and UCLA and Michigan?
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest difference is just going to be going into different stadiums and being in a different state and getting used to everything. Because honestly, when you get out there, I think you realize that, of course you have your occasional freak athlete, but for the most part, shoot, we're just as athletic as any other team. You know what I mean? So when we get out there, I think it'll just be fun. Definitely going to be a unique experience, though, lining up in front of a big crowd at any of those states. Even at home, I can't wait for any of that, because it's been so long for me. Hey,
Nick, here's to more cougar tails, man.
Oh, cheers to the cougar tails. I'm all in for that.
We appreciate the time. We look forward to seeing you play.
Okay, guys. Thanks for calling.